Uh, Good day, good morning, good evening, good night, depending on what time you're watching this. It's your boy JC's from IMPALATRADES, and I seize what I want the whole goddamn time. So I'm here to give you the weekly breakdown. I'm here to give you the weekly breakdown. Let me remove everything. I don't want to confuse you. I'm here to give you the weekly breakdown. So, guys, as you saw, I already gave out a sell signal. I sent out the results on my Telegram. So the first thing that I'm gonna say, the first thing I am gonna do is that make it a point that you like, you share, you subscribe, you hit that notification bell so that you get notified every time I drop a new video or a new breakdown for you guys. So the first thing I noticed about this week, guys, is this. These things keep on repeating themselves. You understand? They keep on repeating. I'm gonna focus on this section right here for today, right? For today analysis, but then at the same time I am gonna break it down for you a bit for the whole week. You understand? So for today, this is what I'm gonna say. Today I'm gonna be focused on this section. As you can see, the daily candlestick opened with a huge gap here, and then it gave us a new high. So keep that in mind as I'm explaining. That's the first thing I notice. I go to H4. I'm on H4 right now. So when I get to H4, right, remember last week, Monday, the market, it was somewhere around, no, this gap here. Always the market, before it gives us the overall direction, if it opens with a new gap, the daily candlestick here, remember, this is a gap right here. It has to do what? It has to come back and close this gap, which is what's happening right here. The gap is not closed, and then the market has to close the gap so that it can continue giving us buys. So for now, for today, the overall movement for this whole week, I'm gonna say it's a sell for now. As you know, I always come back and give you recaps. So let me break it down for you. I'm gonna keep on breaking it down for you how we got to this direction. As I'm giving you this analysis. I'm currently holding cells on US.30. I'm currently holding them. It's just that you cannot see it, but then I'm holding them, hoping that I'm gonna give you the results on my Telegram, which is where you're gonna be seeing everything. And the signal was provided, of course. So yeah, either way. So the first thing I noticed, right? This is the simplest way for me to explain this thing for you, ne? This is the simplest way. The simplest way is that the market gave us a high here, ne? A new high using that gap. You understand? This gap here when it opened the new candlestick. Simple. So after opening that new candlestick, it has to come back and close this gap here. And the only way it can close it, it's by selling. Hence you can see this H2 candlestick couldn't close it. So right now it's busy working on getting to this point. And maybe going all the way down here. You understand? So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go, because this one, guys, this one requires me to go to the younger time frames or smaller time frames. You understand? Because right now I cannot come to you and give you a breakdown of something that's just here. As you can see, I've explained this before, is that if the market opens up with a gap, no way, or one way or the other, it has to come back and close the gap. You understand? It has to come back and close the gap. Simple. So for that, to support that scenario, or to support that theory, or whatever you want to call it, to support that, we're gonna look at the market like this to support that. Now we're looking at the structure of the market to help us support what we see or what we are saying. As you can see here, we have this. Sorry guys, my mouse is tripping sometimes. As you can see, we have that. And when we have that, let me just do this. Let me do this. I hope you're good, guys. And I hope somehow, you know, this information is helping you. You understand? So I'm not gonna explain what this structure is here. To know such things, you're gonna need to subscribe to my online Zoom session, one-on-one class. You know, simple as that. But the first thing that I saw was this. Okay, fine. This is supporting our scenario, our theory of the cells happening today, right? Remember, if you go and check on my Telegram channel, right, I already provided cells. Somewhere around here, we were busy chowing cells. It's just that I've removed the analysis. But if you go back and check the video how it started, you'll see that already I gave out something about selling. You understand? And it was already selling. From here all the way to this point, it's already the signal that I already provided, and as you can see, it's continuing. You understand? So far right now, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this because right now, as you can see, we are approaching 3:30. So what I did at first, ne, I thought it was maybe gonna come back to this point, ne, and then and then and then I thought it was gonna come back to that point. What's wrong with this thing? Thought maybe it was going to come back to that point and then continue selling, but it didn't give us that point. As you can see here, we have a huge point of rejection. We have a huge point of rejection. As you can see that, I'm talking about here, I'm talking about here, I'm talking about this point here, I'm talking about this point here, I'm talking about this, yeah, I'm talking about this point. But then at the end of the day, those who are in my, because I didn't provide this signal for free, right? I didn't provide the signal for free, but at the end of the day, those who are in my VIP and VVIP signals group, I'm pretty sure right now they are in profit. In profit, they're good. They're just holding it if they want to hold it. However, they wish to capitalize, because at the end of the day, the signal for 3:30 is going to be provided again. But then, what I'm saying right now is that I thought it was going to come back and touch here, so that it gives us the third touch, but it didn't, because as you can see here, we have a point of rejection on this zone here, so which means it's making sense. But then it can still go back to this point. As you can see, it's already failing to break this level of support. But as I said, it has to break that point, and it is gonna break that point. So simplest way, that's the simplest way for me to explain this thing, for me to tell you how we saw or how we see this thingy. But then at the end of the day, what I am gonna tell you is that we have to come back to this point. We have to come back to this point. You know, we have to come back to this point. This ish. We have to fill up this whole point here. You understand? We have to fill up this whole point of this gap. You know, we have to fill this gap up. So until we fill that gap up, we should be looking for cells. You understand? Until we fill that gap up, we should be looking for cells. So I'm gonna do this again so that I do not confuse you or whatever it is. So I'm hoping that as I'm explaining these things, Osh, the thing is that I'm doing this thing in a hurry because I'm actually focused on my trades. You understand? So I want to finish up with this breakdown so that I can focus on my trades. So remember, we on US.30 on the M15 time frame right now. So as I told you, we have to come back to this whole to this point right here. You have to come back to this point, and then for those who are in my thingy, my VIP channel, I'm in my VIP group on WhatsApp. They know the signal has already been provided. They know where I provided the signal. So as I told you, I already gave out the cells there. exactly here. Understand? And this was our stop loss. So as you can see right now, I'm hoping that this thing goes all the way to this point. For now, the way things are looking, you understand, it's a simple breakdown. It's a simple way for me to break it down for you to understand, so that you have some kind of an idea of how the market works. And that's the whole point of this channel, which is what I'm doing. Right now I'm on the 45 minutes time frame. This thing is rejecting here, which makes sense, but then it broke it left I'm sorry guys, it left a pin here, which means it's a point of rejection, but then it has to go back. The market cannot move straight. As you can, as I told you, as I'm looking at it right now, I'm seeing a shoulder here. There's a shoulder here as well. This is a head as well here. If I remove everything, it would make it would be clear. Oh, you understand? It would be clear, but then as I'm saying, I'm seeing a shoulder here. There's also a shoulder here, but I was hoping that it would at least come back to this point here and give us the clearer shoulder. But then at the end of the day, it's still a sell, and this is our head. Everything works, guys. Understand? Everything that I'm telling you right now works. It works for me, you know, and it works for my students. So all you need to do is to subscribe. And as you can see, it makes so much sense, you know. I didn't have to do a lot. The simplest way for me to explain this whole thing to you. I didn't have to do a lot. Remember, for now, for this week, so far, this is how things are looking. You understand? This is how things are looking. I'm gonna do this, and we're gonna come back for the recap and see how we went. You know, and see how we went and see how things you know, the progress and all of that. So yes guys, so far so good. This is the weekly breakdown. I'm hoping that maybe if it touches this point before the end of the week, it means we're gonna have to do what, to continue buying now. You understand? Because the way it looks, it seems like the market is not stopping at any time with this buying momentum. But then, as long as we are able to give you these analysis, these weekly breakdowns for you to understand and see that we know what we are actually talking about. So I'm glad that you came back here. I'm glad that you are here, came to the right place. Make it a point that you like, you share, you subscribe, and do all those nice things again. Yes, guys, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's make money. Let's make money. Beautiful week.